Upon a sea as still as temple breath, 3 men afloat in silent pact with death. One bore a net, all hunger in its weave. One held a staff, the law he won't relieve. Another wrote with care upon a page, in ink the reckoning of need and wage. No fish was caught, yet each one had his place. A world suspended, bound by inward grace. The net was cast, and with it, will was thrown. A writhing catch disturbed the sea's smooth tone. The staff came down. Divide, record, repeat, while ink confirmed that labor tasted sweet. Now effort turned the craft from drift to drive. The system lived and taught them to survive. Each deed compelled the next, no moment lost. But gain, once grace, now measured every cost. The stillness died in hunger's gnawing tooth. The net flew wide, a tribute sought for truth. The staff replied, "Retrieve and yield your share." The ledger wrote, "The bounty shall be fair." Yet fairness bent beneath the tally's weight. Desire became the architect of fate. The first fish bled upon the sacred wood. Their world had changed and none had understood. The ledger swelled, and now it sang command. The staff obeyed the numbers in his hand. The net no longer hunted out of need. It sought the line, the mark, the gain, the greed. A coin was found inside a silver maw, a miracle, now ledger-bound by law. Where once they fished in faith, they now complied. The sea a vault, the sky their clerkless guide. The ledger spoke their names in every line, no longer free, their roles by ink defined. The net and staff were instruments, not will. Their owner's script prescribed them how to kill. The ark that once held covenant and trust now stored the wealth that bloomed from mortal dust. They were the plan, no longer those who plan, and thus began the harvesting of man. The staff stood firm amid the narrow floor, commanding net and count to do no more except by signal, gesture or decree. Their world now spun upon his sanctity. He named the tides and gave the hour form. He named the gains, the quotas, and the storm. The net and ledger bowed to his domain, a rod now serpent, veiled in holy rain. Now hunger, law and tithe did intertwine, a single breath across the measured line. Each played a part in perfect timed accord. The sea their field, the catch their final lord. And none could say where one man's shadow fell. Their unity had tuned them into spell. A threefold cord, unbroken in its sweep, yet underneath, corruption started deep. The net did count, the staff began to trade. The ledger learned the ways of hook and blade. Their names dissolved into a single face. The boat became a mind, devoid of grace. The tower rose from boat to mirrored sky, and heaven frowned upon their Babel cry. No longer men, but functions in a scheme. Their breath reduced to mechanism's dream. Yet rifts emerged, as selfishness took root. The taxman stole, the steward learned to loot. The fisherman held back his final cast. Each sought control by what he could outlast. Deceit was sown, and thus invention grew. Their treachery refined the work they knew. What once was law became a game of lies, and trickery a ladder toward the skies. Now partnerships were fashioned by the hour, a shifting dance of influence and power. The overseer kissed both hand and cheek, then whispered what the third dare not to speak. First with the netman, then the one who writes. He bartered trust in fractions and in bites. The kiss that once meant brotherhood and grace, now sealed betrayal, masked in sweet embrace. At last, the boat no longer held debate. All choice controlled by prison's iron gate. The staff became the throne, the law, the creed, the other two but echoes of his need. Desire, control, and gain, now unified, a trinity in flesh, yet deified. No wind, no stars, no shore to find release. Their plan complete, a floating mark of beast,